Wish I could smoke my cigar on it. They told me to put it out.
All right, we're going to go ahead and roll into our post-race media availability here with our race winner, Ryan Blaney, in today's Cracker Barrel for 400 here at Nashville Super Speedway. Ryan, obviously, it feels like you're soaking this one in a little bit. You have your drink, you were smoking a cigar, you were extremely excited out on the start-finish line. This season has held a lot of ups and downs for your team. And what does it, really feel like right now to know that you guys have won a race at this point?
Yeah, I think it means a lot because, you said it perfectly. Just been pretty rocky this year and had a lot of, misfortune and a lot of down times, just, crappy things happening to us. And it's like, man, what do we got to do to, just finish these races or close one out and just kind of things go our way. And, so I think that was more, it's kind of like I don't want to say relief, but just like, okay, finally, like nothing crazy happened and we were able to just run our own race and bring the speed and execute and do our job very, very well. And so, yeah, it was nice to finally get in victory lane tonight after a rocky start to the year.
All right, we'll go ahead and open for questions. If you have one for Ryan, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get started here. We'll come up front to Mike.
Ryan, did you do anything different? I mean,
Started this week.
Yes, we sure did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You came by the office. Thanks for that. We were your good luck charm.
That's right.
Did you do anything different in this race different from last week or any of the DNFs?
No. I didn't do anything different. Things just, didn't kind of go sideways for us. No, everything just kind of went smoothly, went like a normal race should go, and we executed like we should, and the speed in our car was good. It's just, it feels like those races for our team were hard to come by, just like nothing funky happening or like nothing playing out, the normal way. But it's nice it finally went that way tonight. The fastest car won the race, and nothing wacky happened that we, had a, couldn't win the race. But no, I mean, didn't do anything different last week from this week. I'll tell you, I love my guys because, we didn't finish the race last week. It's been a rough year so far, and they don't ever think anything negative ever. They just go to the next week and the next racetrack and prepare like we're going to win the race, and prepare like the championship team that they are, and they don't let anything bother them. That's why I love being with the group of guys that I'm around. Is they have that mindset and that mentality, and I'm really proud to have that and share that with them. And that's a special group to be around when you all can share that same mindset, no matter how good or bad things are going. You just focus on next week and you focus on how to do the job the best you can.
All right, Mark, go ahead.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Congratulations, Ryan. How important is it to win early enough in the regular season where you've got some runway left and you can kind of start preparing for the playoffs? Is it important to have some of that time or no?
Yeah, I think it is. Honestly, I don't think that anybody lays up after they win a race. It's not like they go on this whole science experiment type thing, right? Because being top 10 in points matter in the regular season. It's playoff points. You still want to run well. You still want to win races. But it does matter. It just kind of sets it all at ease. Like, okay, we're in the playoffs. All that stuff's good. Nice to just kind of finally get the monkey off your back and win a race and then move on, and to go try to win more. So it is important. Obviously, I would have liked to have won a little earlier, and I feel like we had great shots to do it. It just didn't really happen for us. But yeah, it's really nice to finally get in victory lane and have that little sense of ease in your brain.
And what does it do for Penske to have all four cars at this point qualified for the playoff? Does that make you guys tougher to deal with down the road?
Yeah, huge. I've been really proud of Team Penske and the Wood Brothers' speed this year so far, through the first dozen races. For the last couple of years, we've struggled a little bit kind of getting going before the summer months. And then we figured it out, come the fall and things like that, or late summer. But I thought we just fired off this year with tons of speed. And I was really proud of their efforts over the winter for that and carrying over what we accomplished at the end of last year. and bringing it bigger and better at the start of this year. So it's great to have everybody with a win and everybody locked in there, and hopefully we can just continue to rack it up. It's nice that we have all the speed, and all the teams are working very well together right now between myself and 22 to 21. We're all really in sync right now, and that's tough to get when all 4 teams are really communicating great. We're playing off of each other. That's a good thing we have going on at our race shop.
Hey, Rod. Jonathan Howard on 3 Sports. Not to move on too quickly from this win, but with Michigan and Pocono coming up, 2 tracks that you've had success at, what is the mindset, coming off this win? Of course, you want to win more, but do you feel good about your chances?
Hope so. Yeah, we'll see. Michigan's kind of a unique place, and but I feel really good about how our kind of mile-and-a-half program has been this year. That's bigger than a mile and a half, but a lot of same tendencies as some mile-and-a-halves that we go to, and so yeah, I'm just curious to see where we're going to be at next weekend. The run we had at Pocono last year was definitely good. Getting a victory lane there, so you just hope to keep building off of those things. So yeah, it definitely makes me look forward to next week, and I always try to look forward to the next week. Like, no matter if we win the race or we run 35th, like I always just try to close the book, Monday morning and move on to next week and look forward to having a shot at winning, running well. So yeah, I think it bodes well. Like I said earlier, I think our speed is really, really good, and that is kind of across short tracks and speedways and mile and a halves and 2 miles. So hopefully we can have a good run. It's a big weekend next week for Ford and RP, being in their backyards. So.
And it felt like everybody wanted to take the IndyCar drama from the Indianapolis 500 and put it on this NASCAR organization as well. What is it? You and Joey have great runs tonight, and you get the win. So what is it to be able to move on from that and prove that, that has nothing to do with you all?
Well, it's, hey, I hated it for those folks over there, last week at Indy, and, for those guys to have to go through that. And, the people that got let go were really prominent figures, in the company, and it definitely stunk. But, on our side, we just focused on kind of what we were doing, and RP told us all, like, things happen, and we've done things about them, and we're going to move forward. And what's the next step, and how do we move on from this? And yeah, I mean, we had to hear all week that Penske cars are bad because the IndyCar guys got caught, and that's why we were bad at Charlotte. And then we come here tonight and kick everyone's ass. So ebbs and flows of this sport. It's crazy, but it's nice to. I'm excited to talk to Roger because it's been a tough couple weeks for him, and I'm really excited to talk to him on the phone tonight and kind of share some joy with him.
All right, Steven, go ahead.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Just on the subject of what you were just talking about, I saw Joey come over to Victory Lane to congratulate you. Austin did the same thing. Is there an extra, in regards to all the IndyCar drama going on, is there an extra element of, hey, let's circle the wagons at Team Penske, or is that just a matter of, I know last year you came over to congratulate Joey. Is that just a matter of doing the same as you do or they've done for you?
We've always been that way. I mean, we've always supported each other. No matter really who wins, you always, if you can go see him in Victory Lane, you do. If not, you'll see him on the plane that night, and you always talk and cut up with each other. And, I think we have this unique relationship in the Penske building that's just expected by Roger of, like, we are Team Penske. We're a one team, and we support each other, and we share all this information. And, when one team runs good, you try to share stuff from that team. What made them good? Let's try to focus on this car. And it's just an open pool. And I don't know other teams, but I just don't see other teams doing that as well as we do. So we utilize our 4-car team really well, and drivers have great relationships. Crew chiefs have great relationships. So you're always supporting each other. And yeah, you want to win yourself and you want to win for your team, but you're also happy for Roger and everybody who isn't affiliated with the 2 or 12 or 22 or 21 that just have their hands on everything, that they get to be successful as well. So I think it's just it's how we've always been, to be honest with you.
And what was with the cigar coming in here?
That was some company had a box of them in Victory Lane.
Nice.
So lit one up.
You know,
They maybe put it out before I got in here.
dang.
Unfortunately, I don't see no smoke alarms. But
Sorry about that. Congratulations, Ryan.
thank you.
All right, we're going to go up to Dustin Long.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Ryan, with tonight's win in the first 14 races, 13 have been won by either Gibbs, Hendrick, or Penske. I'm including the Wood brothers in that. Obviously, the one difference is the one car last week at the Coke 600. There weren't any significant rule changes going into this season. How much is the gap closing or between the three teams? It seems like it's a three-organization race at this point. And what's the challenge? I know that's still 12 different drivers out there, so there's still a lot of competition. But how much is it kind of narrowing down to maybe more you guys, even with understanding the 77 was second tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, Spire's been really, really fast this year. Like mainly the 77. He's been really, really good and had a great shot to win that race last week. And we ran really good tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just kind of find teams that find things at certain times and they kind of separate themselves. And and you also think that it's the fourth year on this car. So the teams that have a ton of great people, the Hendricks and the Gibbs and the Penskes, they figure it out, right? Like they just work it out and they have the resources to figure it out. And so, yeah, I don't really know how to attribute that. But like I said, I think you have other teams that, like Legacy looked really good tonight. I thought the 43 was pretty strong. So it just kind of goes week to week. You never know who's going to be good. But they do have this kind of crop of a few teams that have been the strongest. But I personally feel like those are the three powerhouse teams in the sport, right? So they should be running that well. So I guess that's the best way I can kind of answer that for you.
With that being said, if it's kind of, although those other teams that you mentioned, but for the most part, it's the three major teams, the powerhouses, what do you have to do as a driver? How as it gets tougher and tougher to win some of these races? I know it's got to come down to execution, but from a driver's perspective, what more do you have to do? How much more is this making you do? What more is this putting on your shoulders, your team's shoulders? Because the gap is narrowing between the top teams.
Yeah, I mean, there's I guess from a driver perspective, I've probably prepared more than I ever have as far as the details, because all those little things matter more than they ever have. Your gap or your, you can't make mistakes anymore as a driver. Like, if you make one mistake, no matter what it is, not even speeding, if you slip big one time and you lose 2 or 3 spots, it's a good shot you're not going to get those back. You make one dumb move and choose something wrong, you're not going to get it back. So mistakes you definitely cannot afford those, but at the same time, you have to push the limit every single lap because the speeds are so close and the competition is so close. So I was worn out tonight. I mean, I had a 3, 4, 5 second lead at one point and I was driving my ass off 110% every single lap, just because that is what I have to do to keep the pace that I need to stay in front of everybody. So it's just everything, the gap's narrowing. Drivers have to be more perfect than ever because the competition is very, very close.
So what was that like when you were racing there with the 11 and the 24 at times? I mean, on the outside it looks spectacular racing when you're that. But how close were you to losing it? How much were you on the edge? How much? What did we not see? And how difficult
Yeah.
it was? And what you had to do?
I was on edge. There was a couple times where Denny and I were on edge. There was a couple times where he slipped pretty big in front of me. He's pushing the limit. I'm pushing the limit. When I went 3 wide bottom on the front stretch, I got to do that. I cannot sit there and just run behind those guys. I have to do that. And it's a risky move. Going on the apron and entering as low as I did into one is not ideal. It's not where you want to be. I said on the Amazon thing, I was like, I didn't enjoy being down there, but I had to go down there. You got to take everything that you can get. And then you have to be cautious of hey, this is not my normal entry into the corner. I have to kind of calculate and adjust how I can get in here so I don't wipe these guys out. Yeah, you have to take chances and risks, but you can't afford mistakes. Like, that's the double-edged sword of it. You're 110% every lap. You have to take risks, but you can't afford mistakes. And all those things have to come together to run well and win. It's pretty wild.
All right, Larry, go ahead. There's a microphone right behind you.
Yeah, Ryan, Larry Woody. Considering how many rakes you stepped on this season, are you sure you weren't just a little nervous during those final laps?
I was waiting for a yellow. I figured this was coming, and we're gonna have to defend a restart, you know. But you just keep making laps. You know, you just keep doing it, and you know, my spotter counts me down laps and everything like that. But yeah, as a driver and you're leading the race, you're always expecting something to happen, especially when you have a comfortable lead. But fortunately for us tonight, that didn't happen, and didn't have to fend off a restart or pit stop or anything like that, where things can get wild like they normally do here when you have a bunch of late yellows.
Okay, go ahead.
Ryan, Bubba fought back from an early pit road penalty and finished sixth. And on the post race, he got emotional talking about being a new father and this change in his life. What has it been like to see your friend enter this new stage in life, and how has that changed him as a person and as a driver?
Yeah, he's a mushy teddy bear now. Yeah, it's cool, man. You know, Bubba and I known each other for 2 decades, 20 years, and raced together, grew up together, live 5 minutes down the road from each other nowadays, and really good friends. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see kind of. It's weird when you get to that period of life, like where you're either, whether it's yourself or your friends are going through like big transitions, like getting married, or having kids, and things like that. And so it's great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him and Amanda. It's been a pleasure to, you know, just be close to them. You know, looking forward to seeing Bex on our plane ride home. I'll fly home with them here in a little bit. They're probably waiting at the airport for me. But yeah, it's been cool to see. You know, I'm sure it changes you, right? I can't speak to that matter. I'm not a dad, but you know, just to see his change and his outlook on life and his attitude about everything, it's cool to see. And I see it a lot because I spend a lot of time with him.
And we're going to take one final question up front here from Deb Williams.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Ryan, I kind of want to go back to what you were talking about, the relationship there at Penske among the drivers and crew. Do you think that that is a result of people being there for so long and the promotion from within? For example, you've got Michael Nelson now over the NASCAR operation, and Mike started as a data acquisition engineer and was the team engineer for Newman and Borland when they first started. So do you think that plays a role in that?
I definitely think it does. You know, I just think it's like Roger's incredibly smart at hiring people who he think are going to work well together. And that's what is expected at Team Penske. Like, what is the point of having hundreds and hundreds of employees if we don't all talk to each other and support each other and work with each other? Like, that just doesn't make sense. And Roger's always put a big emphasis on communication and being on the same page. And, you know, I think that's one of the best things that Roger teaches everybody when they come to work for him. And I think it's not a surprise. Like you said, Michael's been there for 17 years. Yeah, I mean, there's a wall at Team Penske for 10 years, 20 plus years. There's a lot of people on that wall. And yeah, they just get to know each other, and there's just community around there that Roger expects and he preaches. And when he preaches, people listen, you know, because he's just that guy. So I think it all starts with Roger, and it filters down, you know, with the leadership from Michael and Travis Geisler and everybody like that.
All right, Ryan. Thanks so much for spending time with us.
Thank you,
Congrats
everybody.
again on the win.
All right, thank you.